Should you use a task list in Loop or a plan within Planner? Today, we are going to take a look at how these tools are similar, as well as highlight some of the key differences. This has been a common question among my coaching clients, so let's help you decide when you may want to use one of these tools over the other. Before we jump in, let's first take a quick look at how we can create a plan in both of these apps, starting off with Microsoft Planner. From within Planner, we can head over to My Plans, and then we can go up to New Plan to get started. Now, a nice benefit of Microsoft Planner is that we have these templates to kickstart our plan. There are no templates within Microsoft Loop task lists. So let's go with this simple plan template. We'll go use template. And then now here we can give our plan a name. I'll just rename this new plan. And then down below here, we can optionally add this plan to a group. So this would automatically then share the entire plan with the group that you select here. So we have a similar experience with Microsoft Loop task lists. If you create a task list in a workspace that is connected to a group, then you're automatically sharing that task list with everybody in the group as well. So in both cases, we are able to create a private plan or we can share it with a group. So let's go with the sales team and then we can go and create. And then here is our plan. So right now we are on the board view and we are grouping our plan by buckets. So buckets allow us to group our tasks into categories or phases of our plan. And if we open up this task card, then we can take a closer look at some of the items that we can define here. So at the top of the task card, we have the task name. Then down below, we are able to assign this task to a team member. And this then syncs with Microsoft Planner as well as To Do. So if I select Mike here, then he is now going to see this task in his My Tasks within Planner. And on the date that it is due, then it will also appear in My Day. Moving along, we can add labels to our tasks. So labels are similar to buckets. They allow us to add an additional layer of categorization to our tasks. So by default, these are just the color placeholders, but we can edit these and then customize them to suit our plan and our own organizational goals. Moving along, we have those buckets, which are those categories that we've already touched base on over here. And then we have progress. So progress just allows you to let your team members know if you have started to work on a task. And then, of course, when you finish that task, you can mark it as complete. We also have the ability here to prioritize our tasks. So we can define urgent, important, medium, or low. We can include a start date as well as a due date. And then we also have the ability to define a repeat option. So moving along, we have some notes where we can add additional context about our task. And we can also define checklist items. So in this case, we are showing these checklist items on the card. If we close out of here, then we're able to preview those checklist items within the board view. So moving along, we have the ability to also add attachments. And at the bottom here, we can include comments, which can help us collaborate with our team members on our tasks and keep our conversations and our tasks together in one place. Now, let's take a look at adding a task list to a Microsoft Loop page. So to get started, we will press the / key, and then we'll just start to type for task list. We can select it. Now our task list has been added. So we'll see that we have a column for the task, assigned to, a due date, as well as a bucket. So these fields are similar to planner plans. So to add a task, we can simply type it in. So I will go record training videos. And then to assign this task to a team member, we can simply click in this column here and all of the team members that are within this workspace will appear. So you can assign it to yourself or you can assign it to a different team member. Let's assign this to Mike. Then for the due date, we can click in here. That date picker will appear and we can select a due date. And then we have buckets. And let's now go and assign some new tasks. Now that we have seen how we can use these tools to get started, let's take a look at how they are similar. And I want to start off by saying that a loop task list is in fact a planner plan, but it is a lightweight version. So this means that in both cases, we can view these plans within the Microsoft Planner app itself, giving you access to planner features to help you manage your plan. So for example, we can visualize our tasks in a board view. the grid view, a schedule view, or even a chart view, which can give you a nice snapshot of the plan progress. Additionally, we get access to additional filters that are outside of the Loop app. So, for example, we have this completed task here, and we can filter out our completed tasks. So, we can select the filter dropdown, go to progress, and then go not started and in progress. And this will hide the completed tasks from our view. Within the board view, we also get additional sorts where we can group our tasks by buckets, for example, or even assign to, which can help you see the distribution of tasks among team members. In addition to these different views, both options allow for team members to easily track their assigned tasks. So for example, team members are able to view their tasks in the My Tasks Assigned to Me area, as well as on the day that they are due, they will appear in My Day. They will have a similar experience to viewing these tasks within Microsoft To Do. Overall, in both cases, we get different views in Planner for managing our project. We can also seamlessly assign tasks to team members. So now let's move on to some key differences, starting off with collaboration. So if we expand these task cards, and then for the task list, if we scroll on down to the bottom, we will see that some task fields are not available. And that's because these are lightweight planner plans. Whereas if we scroll down to the task card within the planner plan, we will notice that we have a comments field, which allows you to collaborate with team members directly on the task card. And then the history and conversation will appear down below. Whereas with these task lists, this is not available. However, what we could do is on the Loop page, we can always just mention team members either directly on the page or within a comment to collaborate on specific tasks as well as project progress. So for collaboration, planner plans may have a more seamless integration with comments. And another benefit of planner plans is the ability to copy a plan. So if we head up to the plan name at the top here, then there's an ability to copy the plan. So this allows you to use a plan as a template, and you can copy over the priority, the dates, description, checklist, and even label items to create new plans and streamline some of your workflows. Whereas with the task list in Microsoft Loop, we do not have a comparable feature to this yet. So overall, this just means that task lists are best for one-off plans or basic task assignment rather than a big project that may follow a similar structure or template. But with that being said, the major benefit to task lists within Microsoft Loop is that within the workspace, there is a status area, and all of the task lists created within this Microsoft Loop workspace will be visible under this tasks area, which provides a great way for you to manage multiple task lists across a project. With that being said, the benefits of this area are most enjoyed when your team uses Microsoft Loop for all of your project activities. And that's because the status area shows other items other than just the task list. Overall, I hope that this video has helped you decide which tool works best for your workflow. Now, if you want to learn more about Microsoft Loop, then you can check out this video here, or you can check out this video for Planner.